The day was unseasonably warm for London in March, the kind of weather that hints at the promise of spring, but the atmosphere at the O2 Arena was tense, charged with a mix of excitement and uncertainty. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was about to make a rare public appearance to announce his comeback concerts, the first major shows in over a decade. The world was watching, and the pressure was immense. As the convoy of black SUV made its way through the streets of London, cameras and helicopters followed, capturing every moment. Inside one of those SUV, Randy Phillips, the CEO of AG Live, was sweating profusely. He had a sinking feeling in his stomach as he realized that no script had been prepared for the press conference. The situation was chaotic, and the stakes were impossibly high. Phillips quickly scribbled a few lines on a notepad, hoping that these hastily written words would be enough to carry the moment. When the convoy finally arrived at the O2, 90 minutes late, the crowd outside was already in a frenzy. Fans, photographers, and reporters had gathered in the thousands, all eager to catch a glimpse of Michael Jackson. The scarlet silk curtains parted, and Jackson emerged, wearing his signature aviator shades and a sparkly jacket. His hunched gait and jittery demeanor were immediately noticeable, a stark contrast to the confident performer the world had come to know. Despite the alcohol he had reportedly consumed earlier, Jackson managed a beaming smile, though his face was heavily caked in makeup. The giant video screen above the stage relayed images of Jackson as he stepped forward, and the crowd erupted in screams and shouts of adoration. Cameras flashed and the noise was deafening. Jackson, however, seemed unsure of what to do or say. He fumbled with the teleprompter, where Phillips' hastily written script was displayed. In a low, bass-like voice that was unlike his usual high-pitched falsetto, Jackson began to speak. "I love you so much. Thank you all. This is it. I just want to say that these will be my final show performances in London. This will be it. Because I'll be performing the songs my fans want to hear. This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call. Okay, I'll see you in July, and the first love you. I really do. You have to know that. I love you so much, really, from the bottom of my heart. This is it, and see you in July." The brief 4-minute appearance was over, and Jackson left the stage without taking any questions from the press. The crowd was left in a state of bewilderment, unsure if what they had just witnessed was real or some kind of elaborate performance. Dermot O'Leary, the host, stepped in to confirm that there would be 10 concerts beginning on July 8, 2009, and that tickets would go on sale on March 13, 2009. The news of the impending concerts spread like wildfire, reigniting the world's fascination with Michael Jackson. Fans, particularly in the UK, were ecstatic. The excitement was palpable, but it was not without its skepticism. Rumors began to circulate on the internet, suggesting that the man who had appeared at the O2 was not Michael Jackson at all, but an impersonator or imposter. The theories were fueled by various observations: the hunched walk, the deeper voice, the straightness of his teeth, the squareness of his chin, and even the differences in his left hand when compared to photos from a decade earlier. The internet became a breeding ground for these conspiracy theories, with numerous websites and forums dedicated to proving that a lookalike had stood in for Jackson. These doubts were not entirely unfounded. It had been rumored before that Jackson used doubles to avoid paparazzi, and even to obtain prescription drugs. One notable instance occurred on October 17, 1999, when a stretch limousine carrying Michael Jackson arrived in the small town of Barnstaple, Devon, for an awards ceremony at the Queen's Theatre. The 450 people in attendance were thrilled to believe they had seen the King of Pop, despite his record company insisting that Jackson had been in Los Angeles all week. To this day, many of those who were there remain convinced that it was indeed Michael Jackson they saw. Despite the skepticism, the reality of the concerts was slowly becoming a certainty. After the press conference, Jackson took his 2 youngest children, Prince and Paris, to see the theater production of Oliver at London's Drury Lane. The fears he had about the press conference being a flop were dispelled as he was mobbed by adoring fans outside the theater. Mark Lester, an old friend of Jackson's, who had played Oliver in the original 1968 film, joined the singer and his family to watch the show, adding a touch of nostalgia to the evening. While in London, Jackson learned of a provisional arrangement made by Dr. Tome and Randy Phillips to add more concerts to the O2 lineup if ticket demand was high. Jackson had always been adamant that he would only perform 10 shows, and the idea of more concerts without his consent infuriated him. He threatened to cancel the entire show, but Tom Tom managed to persuade him by explaining the dire state of his finances. Jackson needed to earn at least $100 million to avoid bankruptcy, which would mean losing his prized Sony ATV music catalog. Reluctantly, Jackson agreed to perform 20 shows, and then, driven by a competitive spirit, he demanded 31 shows to outdo Prince, who had performed 21 sell-out shows at the O2. The number of concerts continued to grow, and by the time negotiations were finalized, Jackson was committed to performing a staggering 50 shows at the O2. The tickets sold out almost immediately, with expected returns of around $125 million, including additional revenue sources. The deal included a number of concessions for Jackson, such as a temporary estate near London, a personal trainer, a chef nutritionist, and a personal physician to manage his health. In return, he agreed to only appear on stage for stretches of no longer than 13 consecutive minutes, and to use lip syncing when necessary. The potential financial windfall from the concerts was astronomical. During the trial after Jackson's death, accounting expert Arthur Irk suggested that Jackson could have made around $1.5 billion if he could perform 260 shows over 3 years. Eeg, however, was more conservative, estimating that the O2 concerts alone could generate around $132 million. Tom Tom had even bigger plans, envisioning a lucrative residency in Las Vegas and a potential world tour following the London shows. Jackson's return to the spotlight also brought with it a host of vultures, all eager to get a piece of the potential riches. Among them was his father, Joe Jackson, who had been jockeying for position to get close to his son and share in the spoils. Joe had been in talks with All Good Entertainment, Inc., a New Jersey-based company known for producing shows with a diverse range of artists, about staging a lucrative Jackson family reunion concert. The deal would have seen Michael and his siblings performing together in a worldwide pay-per-view event, with Michael receiving $20 million and his family splitting another $20 million. Joe recommended that Patrick Alaco, the principal partner of All Good Entertainment, Inc., meet with Frank Dilio, Jackson's former manager. On November 26, 2008, Dilio, accompanied by his business partner, Mark Lamica, signed an agreement with All Good Entertainment, Inc., claiming he represented Jackson and had the singer's support. However, Dilio had failed to inform All Good Entertainment, Inc. of a statement Jackson had released on November 1, 2008, through his business advisor, Dr. Tom Tom, stating that he had no plans to record or tour with his siblings. Despite this, Dilio was in a position to earn a $550,000 retainer and commission for securing the reunion concert. All Good Entertainment, Inc. began to have second thoughts when they learned of legal troubles involving Dilio's business partner, Mark Lamica. Joe Jackson, sensing the deal was in jeopardy, partnered with Leonard Rowe, a promoter with a questionable past but a history of working with Jackson. Rowe suggested that All Good Entertainment, Inc. pay Katherine Jackson, Michael's mother, $1 million, hoping that her influence might persuade her son to agree to the reunion concert. Rowe met with Dr. Tom Tom in Los Angeles to present the deal, but Tom Tom revealed that Jackson was already involved in a potentially lucrative deal with AG, worth up to $300 million. All Good Entertainment, Inc. had heard rumors of the AG deal but was still skeptical, especially given Frank Dilio's ongoing claims that the London shows would never happen. On January 21, 2009, All Good Entertainment, Inc. confirmed that Michael Jackson was committed to the AG deal and arranged an urgent meeting with Rowe and Katherine Jackson. Katherine expressed concerns about her son's health and the feasibility of him performing a series of shows. The All Good Entertainment, Inc. offer of a single-family reunion concert, where Michael would only sing 2 songs and be on stage for 90 minutes, seemed more appealing given his condition. The world was watching, and the pressure on Michael Jackson was immense. The O2 concerts were not just a comeback, they were a lifeline, a chance to reclaim his legacy and financial stability. The doubts and conspiracy theories would continue to swirl, but one thing was clear. Michael Jackson was determined to give his fans one last performance, one last chance to witness the magic that had defined his career. In the end, the story of Michael Jackson's O2 concerts is a testament to the power of music and the enduring love of his fan. Despite the chaos, the rumors, and the challenges, the King of Pop was ready to take the stage one last time. and for his fans, that was all that mattered.